In today's equity index futures markets, let's take a look at the NASDAQ 100 futures today as they're realizing a strong move higher, up better than 3% today, currently right around the 12,100 level, and that is a fourth consecutive day higher for these NASDAQ futures. So we're continuing to see this upward momentum catching more of a bid here, and I want to point out a couple of levels here. Looking at the NASDAQ futures, the highest level since September 3rd, so highest level in over a month now when you look at the price action. And also, from a historical price action standpoint, NASDAQ futures only 2.4% off their all-time highs that they realized in those first 2 days of trading in September. So we're pushing back up here, recovering quite a substantial amount of ground that was given up in the better part of September. Looking at the driving factors today, I think there's a couple things you can point to. Number one, the tech sector really coming back into vogue today. Strong runouts for Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, Google, so to name a few, but those names certainly were the big movers today. And that's the first time we've seen this type of price action in these names in quite some time. And I think, again, that's why we did see the NASDAQ futures having such a strong day today. Couple that with the strength in Asia overnight. I believe that that was another driving factor here today. We did see significant strength coming out of the Asian equity markets and helping to catch and create this tailwind for the NASDAQ futures today. Looking at some of the trends in place, today the NASDAQ futures up about 3% currently. That outpaced the other major equity index futures markets. We did see the S&P up about 1.75% today. We did see the Dow up 1% today, and the Russell futures up about 80 basis points today. So again, those NASDAQ futures basically outpacing most of these other major average index futures, almost 2-to-1, if not 3-to-1. Looking at also the price section, I want to look at the volume today as well. Even with the Columbus Day holiday, where the banks are closed and the bond market's closed, we're seeing substantial volume in the E-mini NASDAQ futures and the micro mini E-mini NASDAQ futures, both realizing strong volume days today, even with the pseudo holiday. So I think that's an interesting dynamic with this big strong move out of the current price action, that it's being supported by volume across the board today.